What's going on, Star Citizen fans? It's your boy Raptor Spiritus, and I am back with another one. So today, I have two special guests with me today. One is Vermillion, which he's my brother, in real life, and then the other one is Lisa. These are two of my org mates that I play with for Star Citizen all the time. They're great. They're my crew. I love them to death. They're super great. So, I'm going to we're here to talk about just a couple of the leaks that are going on and some of the things we're hearing that's going to be coming for 4.8. So we're going to go hopefully look at it without too many technical difficulties, but we'll have to see, because things do happen. And like right now, I think my screen, I can't, the browser thing is not working, because why would it for me, right? So let's go here. All right, so this is some of the core tech stuff that's coming in 4.8, which we're looking forward to. We're gonna go. There's hairstyles, which I always like new hairstyles. This one right here, this looks like a Jesus type of hairstyle.
Oh Lord!
tell me that dude right there under the girl with the long hair doesn't look like Jesus? It does.
Well, either Jesus or Keanu Reeves. So
there you go.
I mean that.
I see Keanu Reeves more. Yeah.
Well, the video with the Clipper. Whoa. Remember the Clipper commercial?
Yes.
They had the guy. He looked like Keanu Reeves. I was all like,
"Yep, that's it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the facial style right there. There it is.
Oh my god. So I'm right. So I'm actually really excited, because typically my characters are usually like female characters. So I love the fact that they're making this long hair one, because I don't think there's enough of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that probably out of all of them. But I love the fact. Yeah. Now I love the fact that they're doing a lot of hairstyles, and when they gave people that customization for skin tone and stuff like that. How do you guys feel about like the having control over how the body itself looks all as an all? Do you think it's something necessary? Do you think they should stick to just having a uniform, one size fits all avatar for people? Like, what do you guys think?
Lisa, you can go first if you like.
I think down the road, I think it's going to have to be within certain limits and constraints, just because I'm sorry, you're in a spacesuit. Right? They can only get so big, or so skinny. Certain proportions aren't just going to work right. So I think there have to be some limitations, or just keeping maybe 3 or 4 body types that you can choose from, and leave it at that. Because again, this is a space game. You don't need much.
Okay. And Vermillion,
well,
like,
with that,
what do you think?
I would counter that. I mean, I get what you're saying, but if they do have, obviously, as you said, you can't have somebody wafer thin, or you don't want extremely big. So as long as they do have a upper limit and whatever, again, as with real human beings, there are various sizes and proportions. So
absolutely,
why not?
That is a very, very Vermillion thing to say. Honestly, that's I was waiting for it. So I think that it would be with limits. I think that you should be able to change stuff just a little bit. Because at the end of the day, the armors are skins on skins. So I think it'll conform to it. Because again, you have like a female body, you have male body, but the armors still fit with exceptions for certain areas where it looks a little bit different. So yeah, but I'm digging the hairstyles. I love the fact that they have. Hold on. I also love the fact that they have bald people, like receding hairlines, like Homeboy at number 2 from the left. He has obviously a receding hairline, pretty bad. I like that. Again, I like the fact that they're giving options for people, so it's not a one size fit all character. You can really make your avatar the person you want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So with that, and maybe again, as normally, my main is male, and I'll do female in when we do PTU. But I'm trying to think, as far as like you said, more variety, the female hairstyle, since you don't do that. Are there like buns? I can't recall ever really seeing like buns or ponytails.
I think they have ponytails for sure, and they have I think one or two that's like an upper. I think there's one that's like a messy bun that's up top. So they do have it, if I'm not
But
mistaken.
no Princess Leia style. So sorry.
Oh,
No,
well,
no,
obviously.
no honey buns on the side. Like we're not doing
No
that.
honey buns.
Well, yeah, we're not trying to do that. No,
Word.
I mean,
So
because like, of course, in the Squadron 42, Gillian Anderson kind of has one there, but I couldn't
Yeah.
remember if there were as far as the selections here, since I hadn't looked deep into the female ones. So okay, cool.
okay. So and of course, in natural fun order, the screen is not allowing me to move this out the way to look for something else. So I'll go to another card, which oh, there it goes. Oh my god, taking forever. All right, so and please guys bear with us. Like this is the first time I'm trying to do like multiple windows and stuff, so just bear with me. And then Cortec, it is implementing new transport system, which we already know about. I haven't looked at it myself yet, to be honest. So, um, it's transport. I don't think there's really too much. They're just trying to get rid of the old code. Um, but I'm curious if because in one of the Star Citizen lives, or it was CitizenCon or something, they were saying that they were going to make it where if you die and your ship is left behind, that you can get a emergency transport that'll take you from wherever your last place was to where your
Mhm.
ship is, or something like that. Are you guys looking forward to being able to go back to your ship instead of having just to reclaim it?
Well, I
Yeah, it
mean,
would be much better.
obviously. Sorry, go ahead, Lisa.
No, you go first.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, because 9 out of 10 times when we're actually in game, I mean, all of us, especially me, obviously, that ends up having where one of us might have to get somebody to take them, back to the ship to reclaim it if it's possible, and whatnot. So yeah, to have that mechanic would be good. Just like they're gonna have the refueling options and all that. Then yeah, especially if you've got a bunch of stuff on your ship so you don't have to lose it all. That would be amazing. So
Okay.
Right.
and
Well,
one other
Yeah.
thing, one other thing. So as far as the transport system, did either of you, I don't think you did, Raptor, but did either of you check out the tech preview? I did
no.
briefly. Okay, did you, Lisa?
I did not. I didn't get a chance to.
Okay, because and like I had put in our group chat at one point, like what are these major differences? Because like I did it start in Area 18, since all the major cities were supposed to be redone,
Hmm.
and I couldn't really see anything. Actually, a couple times when I got into the transport, I fell through. So,
Wow. Well,
but
see, it's and
yeah,
that's
I
the thing.
didn't.
It's just really a it's just basically introducing the new code and getting rid of
Oh,
the old stuff,
yeah.
because the old code is lingering in Star Citizen, which is why I do believe they have a lot of issues when they're doing patching and they're introducing new content and a new tech for the game. So they're trying to get out of that old code. But I think the transport system basically still this it's doing the same thing. You're not going to really see a huge difference in it, I think. But I do remember where they were talking about it eventually being to where you could take a transport that supposedly takes you to your back to your ship, which also I think would maybe bleed into some of these transport uh mechanics. Like if you were taking a plane, like a flight to from one system or one plan to another, maybe that's part of it, what's coming. But there it has to start off with doing the basic transport code, which would make
Hmm.
sense, you know what I'm saying? Because you can expand it when it's new code that actually will allow for that versus the old code.
Hmm.
That's just my opinion. So,
I
Lisa?
mean,
Um, I'm not sure this has to do with that. I think that it could have some foundations to it, but yeah, I mean, this is just making sure the elevators appear when they're supposed to, and
Mhm.
us not seeing each other's hangars when we're not supposed to. I mean, old code from well, how many years ago?
Yeah, right.
Long
Exactly.
before my time.
Yeah, exactly.
Long
Same
before my
here.
time.
Same
So
here.
we've got server meshing coming up. We're gonna have dynamic server meshing coming up. We're gonna have more instanced stuff. That transport system's going to be able to adapt, and it wasn't scalable before. And the big thing is that's where they're going to do it scalable now.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right.
hmm.
So let's go
So,
to.
side question, y'all. So as you did mention a minute ago, Raptor, as far as as you say, code and all these different things. And I don't know if this is what you meant by it, but it's how I took it as far as the whole proposed transportation, like actual flights and whatnot. Like the Genesis, whenever that comes out, and the other things like that. So that being said, again, as we constantly try to anticipate ships, and I know we'll talk about that probably more later. Do you think that might be something else they're planning on trying to release some of and implement maybe over the next few months?
Well, I think really it's like Lisa said, they're just getting rid of the old code and they're laying foundation for
Hmm.
something that is scalable. Because I think this old code has hit its limits, and you can't
Hmm.
make it better. It's like I said, it's old code. It needs to go,
It
especially
was,
with the
I
direction the game's
mean,
going.
code developed for people with 100 people on the server. We're running 700, and it's going to be even more. So
Hmm.
it just can't keep up anymore.
Right. So that's what I think. But I as it is scalable, I think it'll it'll merge into other things possibly. But again, that's all speculation. I'm just guessing. So, um, but we're gonna move right along. So the next thing is gameplay card. So we have the new tactical strike groups coming up. Um, and I know everybody sees the trailers about it. Um, I'm a little excited about it, but I almost feel like this is going to be a really something for really big organizations to
Hmm.
do. Um, maybe other people can join in and kind of do it all at the same time. But again, depending if this is especially a really public thing, if it's not an instance, you know, I feel like we're gonna keep running into where people are gonna like be there and like some of the rock cracking missions that are public. People do it. People are camping it out and waiting till you get there and end up killing you. I mean,
Right.
I wish
It could
the
be.
verse. I wish the verse was a lot better, but that's as those things and people just let people live. But sometimes people just go too far. But Are you guys excited for the new strike? I think it'll be cool. I just don't know if we, as an organization, because our organization is like 5 people. I don't think that's something that we're really going to get to. I guess just because of what
Well,
it's concerning.
yeah. I mean, I overall, yeah, I think as you're saying, it is something probably for more large ones than others. But as it is, as I said, there's going to be like the NPC Idrises and all that. So I guess it's really a matter of how much of it is actual NPC interaction. Because if there is an Idris and other ships, I mean, as there's uh NPC enemies in the games and whatnot, then I mean, it may be if you can just kind of join that storyline with the that Idris and whatever else is in there. Maybe you don't necessarily need a
And maybe
large
you're
one, but of
right.
course,
Yeah. I
but of
mean,
course, definitely, if you are part of a large
I
organization,
mean,
that's what they want.
if the Idrises are the main Idrises for the storyline are not they're NPCs, then I can see that, where you can bring your fleet along with the fleet and do your business.
Hmm.
It says implementing a new cooperative ship combat experience featuring a series of objectives and challenges designed for a multi-role fleet. So
Mhm.
it kind of it's not a maybe it isn't just for big organizations, what I'm saying. So maybe you'll be a part of a fleet, which will be great, and you just have to
Yeah,
like do a lot of the objectives, like get through the shields and stop it from tearing apart the other big ship, the NPC big ships possibly. And where it says
yeah,
players are encouraged to bring a diverse lineup of equip, the right loadouts, and be ready to refuel and resupply both ships and FPS players on site to succeed. So I mean, I think maybe it'll be something like maybe like Siege of Warzone where you have options to actually be in the fight if you're not even if you're not a big organization. But I would be really interested to see how that goes because like the rock cracking, we're not even like we haven't even done it yet. We're not even there yet because we have to do those missions to get there. But like I said, I feel like that's going to be something where a lot more bigger organizations that have the time and the scale to just kind of burn through it, we'll get to enjoy before we get to see it. But I could be wrong. I mean, we'll see.
well, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, like that last sentence alone, as I just said, it encourages players to bring diverse lineups, as I said, including being able to refill FPS. So I mean, which I'm guessing, of course, it means other players. So
Mm.
yeah, I mean, I think it might be kind of a combination of what we're talking about. There'll be whatever the NPC areas are, but it'll also have. I don't think it means just whatever your group or org, maybe for anyone who happens to be playing that mission at the time to be able to help each other.
Okay. All right. All right.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's
that's
fair
what I
enough.
take from that last sentence. So
Well, like I
Yeah, I kind of
said,
agree.
okay. Well, like I said, the good thing is we'll get to see it. I mean, it's kind of a guessing game until we actually get into it.
It'll
And
be
like,
fun. It'll be fun to see.
oh
Big
yeah,
ships fighting, capital ships out there, the big,
yeah,
large, Perseuses and Hammerheads all doing their thing. It's kind of cool. It's like a
absolutely,
cinematic.
mhm.
Let's make
absolutely.
our own cinema. Let's go make some
Heck
movies.
yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah. To take away
Oh,
from
you know, some
that
players
Star
are
Wars
going to
thing.
be doing that.
Take
Space
that.
battle, man. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, that most definitely. So, and then of course, the biggest thing that is going to be huge for people with capital ships and big organizations is the refueling and docking improvements that they're going to bring, which I know Lisa is huge about because she is planning on getting that Kraken. Hopefully, whenever it drops, hopefully she'll be able to get it and get one. It won't be stolen by people using mad bots or whatever to try to get the buy-in. So it's probably going to be a limited sale. But that's going to be great for an organization, even if it's small like ours, because being able to have a home base that's not tied to having to go to other stations and stuff. Like you can be out there on the drift, leaving your ship in an asteroid field, because again, you can now jump to your ships. Go on the map, you'll see your ship just chilling there. You can click on it; it'll give you it basically acts as a waypoint. You go and you'll fly to it. No big deal. That's awesome. And then of course, a side note with this is this alongside when they started doing what they were talking about, which is logging out and logging back in place. Where again, if you're on a ship, with your organization, the Kraken or whatever, then you can log out, and as long as that person logs back in before you do, so that log out place where you logged out is present, and you can go there without problems. You'll log back in that same spot where you logged out. That's going to be huge for capital ship gameplay, like 100%. Like, what do you guys think? Vermilion?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Lisa. Sorry, I was just thinking about that, and I was actually trying to pull up the Romax so I can see a little better myself too.
Right.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Lisa.
No, that'll be that exactly. Sorry, I'm losing it here.
It's
Woo.
okay. We're all losing it. It's okay. It's the weekend. You
Not
can
lose.
lose
I'm
it.
tired. I fell asleep at 9 o'clock last night, so
Oh.
it was a week.
I hear you. I actually went out with one of our old coworkers, Michael, and man, I tell you, like he was like, "We're gonna go out. We're gonna do something." I was like, "Look, Michael." I met him at a little after 8, like around 8:30, almost 9, to go have a late dinner and a drink or two. But I'll tell you what, yo, he was like, "Hey, want to go do something?" I'm like, "Mike, my goal is to be back at home in my bed at 11:30," and you best believe I was at home at 10:44 in the bed at like 11, right at 11 o'clock, gone. Like I was just gone. Hey man, age catches up, bro. Yeah.
It does.
So
It does.
yeah. So again, what are you guys thinking? Like for the refueling thing.
I can't wait for it. I think it'll be fun. It adds a little bit more to the industrial lineup of things to do out there. Not just mining or salvaging. There's a new gameplay with some NPC missions.
Heck
It'll give
yeah.
something new and give everybody a practice. Being able to refuel the cap ships, and obviously goes right into the tactical fleet groups, being able to refuel those people out there with hydrogen or whatever they need.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just I mean, more variety of things to do in the verse, basically. So
But that also means, like I said, these cap ships and everything, you're gonna have containers that are gonna be fuel and ammunition and stuff for your vehicles. So you're going to need, on these big ships to have a lot of cargo in some of these auxiliary cargo spaces, like the Idris has, because it's supposed to pull from there, right? Obviously, something like the Starfarer, those big old containers are the fuel. They've kind of used it a little bit here and there through the last couple patches where it could refuel ships, which is super cool. Um, but like as far as doing on the capital ships, it's gonna be where there has to be those resources on the ship to do so. So which also means you're gonna have to buy them, right?
Correct.
money
Whatever you're
towards the
buying.
end. Yeah, so it's
You're going to be sinking money into putting those ammo crates on, on your cargo
yes,
grid, the ships to pull from, That just goes to
absolutely,
that card that's coming up here in a minute.
absolutely. So, just like I said, just I think it's going to be a great addition if they can get the logging out in place actually there and the suit lockers. It is over. Oh man,
Well,
those are like the
yeah,
three
which
things I want to
is
see.
which kind of ties in with the next thing on the list down there.
Right. So, flight suit G-force resistance. All right. So this is great because now we're getting into armor and suits actually having stats and characteristics based off of what they are. Flight suits
Hmm.
are supposed to be able to take G forces. So usually, as far as I'm concerned, that means less blacking out, right? Taking a turn on a
Hmm.
dime, you're not going to black out as in a flight suit, which is great. Okay, if you wear like a heavy suit and a fighter, you should black out. You should be like even the smallest G turn should make you black out. Now we're getting to where people are, we've been hearing a lot about this, right? With the change in the armor and the weapons and the alpha damage being able to penetrate the armor. Now it's like people have to start planning things out a lot smarter about what they're doing instead of just everybody flying around in random stuff and just, willy nilly. Like you have to start planning. You want to be out there in a combat fighter, you're gonna need a flight suit. You can't keep wearing armor like that out there trying to and flying an arrow. It should make you black out. You should have to really start planning things a little bit more. And with the characteristics, now we're getting to where like I can't wait till they start doing with the Geist armor, being able to actually be a more stealthy armor where it's less detectable. That's the future of Star Citizen that is right there. And then of course, suit lockers, which we're all dying for that, but that's beside the point. So, what do you guys think about the fact that they're actually starting to put actual characteristics and statistics on the armors and the suits now, or in this instance, flight suits? Start with Ricky or Lisa. Flip a
Okay.
coin.
I mean, like I said, I think it's, I mean, fine. I mean, again, good adds the variety to gameplay, and as was previously mentioned, we need them suit lockers to work because
Absolutely.
then that gives the true okay. You need to switch between this. You need to switch between this, and you don't got to have to take this, take this off, take this off, take this off. You got your flight suit while you're flying, like you said, those G's, so you don't black out, and then you can go to your locker, switch out, and head to whatever you're doing. So I mean, it's good that again, it's not everything doesn't have the same effect. That's the fun of this, and the challenge.
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, well, yeah, that goes to the variety and the things you plan out. If you're a hauler, you don't need to have a heavy suit with you, but you need something that you can EVA with, possibly.
Yes.
And so again, flight suits, for flying, EVA for EVA, heavy for combat.
Yeah,
It's
and they
know your
said
role
that.
type of a thing.
Yeah, and they said that they're not going to do where heavy. I think armor is going to have EVA capabilities. Like
Correct. You
so, which is
won't.
great. Yeah,
Not, yeah.
again, people, you have to plan. You can't keep wearing heavy armor all the time, as you shouldn't be.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'm glad they're
As
doing
you
that.
shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just like
Absolutely. So I love the G-force resistance. It's going to be fantastic. It adds to it. If you're going to wear heavy and fly, then be ready to pass out.
yeah. And the word I was
I
looking
mean,
for
you
was
almost pass out
modifiers.
coming out of. Yep. You almost come out pass out anyway, coming out of jump points wearing a heavy
Hmm.
armor.
Absolutely, as you should, and you should black out completely. Like if the minute you do like a hard turn or something, that's just
Absolutely.
I'm glad they're doing that. That's really great. So moving along. Now, let's see, ship to hangar services,
Woohoo!
which we kind of talked about with the refueling portion of it. Refueling, repairing. With this repairing portion, I mean, I would think that that also means now they're gonna have actual containers for with something in it to repair a ship. I mean, do you think that's gonna happen, or do you think it's just gonna be like the hangars where it just magically fixes your ship?
I think Tier Zero, as you can see, I think it might magically do some things. I think repair wise, I think ammo wise, I think you're going to have the ammo
Yeah,
on the grid. I think we're already seeing there's some data leaks I've seen of ammo sizes for ships, size 1 through 5, type stuff. So I mean, just right there, I'm guessing
Mhm.
size 1 guns through size 5 guns.
So it looks
That's
like right
probably
here
what
it
you're gonna need.
says, yeah, it says right here, stored. Oh, it said implementing service gameplay updates that draw from resources stored in your ship's cargo grid to refill, refueling, repair, and stocking. So I think actually they're gonna have to have something, some sort of something that material to repair. So I think they're gonna
Correct. They
implement a
could.
repairing thing that again is another thing to stock, which they should. And we
Which
saw,
could be RMC right now. That may just be RMC.
yeah, maybe
Throw
RMC.
RMC on your grid because that's
Yeah,
what you're going to use to do quick repairs, and then off you go.
there you
You
go.
get to a regular station, you can do the real stuff. But
Yeah, and I
and that'd be
think
cool. I think that's cool.
yeah, and then when they really started putting this kind of gameplay in, the first implementation was with the Ursa and any of the medical beds with the refillable gel. That's where you started getting where now to do something you need some sort of other item to do it. And then of course like with the medical gel, depending on the ship, if you're in something like a Nursa or a Pisces, you got two sets of gel. You get basically which are two full regens or 50% every time you heal an injury. You know, so now it's like now you've seen that gameplay actually hitting for the ships now, refilling, rearming, restocking, which I think is super cool. So I'm very looking forward to that.
Well, yeah. I mean, just like you said, in terms of just going into the landing menu, fix everything, refill quantum and all that. Basically, yeah, it's going to be like, no, you gotta buy supplies now.
Right, which
You
is
gotta have
a
supply in your inventory,
yeah,
and if you don't, you out of luck.
absolutely. Heck yeah. I'm here for it. All right. So now this is something that's really important for me and Lisa. We are
Mhm.
ironclad people. We now first let me just put this out there, all right? I don't care what anyone says. So in my group, I am the Drake whore. I have Drake every like a lot of Drake
Mhm.
stuff, except for like the Buccaneer. That's a piece of crap. I love Drake, right? I love Drake. The Corsair, I've
And
had the
the heralds
Vulture.
too.
Actually the Heralds are pretty. They when they fixed a lot of stuff, and when they got to where now it opens up with the radar things to do actual like data scanning, whatever, and they actually beefed up the weapons with the missiles and stuff. The Herald's a dope ship, and it's fast. You know what I'm saying? I like that ship actually. But
Okay.
again, I everybody used to talk smack about Drake. Smack, right? And when I started explaining and hyping up the Ironclad, all of a sudden everybody wants the Ironclad. Like
Oh Lord.
so, and
Oh
I
boy.
hate it. I hate it when everybody tries to take what I am like. I was hyping up the whole time. Oh, now we're gonna
uh,
do it. So Lisa ended up getting it, and I was like, all right, you know what? You go and do you. It's fine. You come with the Drake side. She used to be all about the origin. Now she's over on the Drake side. It's whatever. Because
the Drake side, like the
Drake's the
dark
bomb.
side.
Drake is the bomb. Drake is the bomb. I don't care what anyone says.
Uh-huh.
Drake does good. Drake does good.
It does
I
it.
mean, okay. Again, I will give Drake the fact that, like you said, coming out the first generalist, which of course, like I said, I own a Clipper too, and I like my Clipper, so I will give Drake that. But overall, I'm still like,
Well, the
man,
thing is that Drake is a manufacturer that says we have a solution to your problem. That's what we do. That's
well,
it.
I know,
It's
as
not going
they
to be
say, for the
fancy.
worker.
It's not going to be fancy. It's not going to be like it's going to be able to do more than one thing, right? It's not just.
Hmm.
It may not be the fastest ship in the verse. It may not be the prettiest ship in the verse. It may not have all the comfy amenities, but it's going. But it gets the job done. That's what Drake is all
Hmm.
about. So I've been hyping it up, and like I said, I got when it first concepted 3 years ago. I got it off the rip, done. And then when Lisa started playing, and a couple months back we were talking about it, and of course Lisa had to get it because she saw the lights, how
Oh
I saw
amazing
the
it
boy.
light.
is.
I did see the light. Well, the Clipper helped. The
Yes.
Clipper
Yes.
brought me over pretty
Yes,
easily.
on the Clipper.
Wow,
And then
so sad.
I like my hauling ships, so the Ironclad
Yeah,
made sense.
and,
It's huge.
yeah.
So
Again, like I said, I like my Clipper, but I have to say, if we do get a generalist, like in some Origin or
Oh, I'll be all
Crusader or
over it.
something, I might have to trade her in.
that's fair, and that's fair. That's fair. So the module, cool.
Yeah.
First ship where I mean, well, I'm saying first ship. So like the Constellation class ships had the Merlin that could detach and dock with it, so it was like a little snub fighter.
And the
So they kind
Archimedes.
of they had like a little version of that per se, but this is the first time where it's an actual module that is for the Ironclad and for the Caterpillar that can detach. Now, at first they said you're not going to be able to detach at willy nilly, but now I think they're saying that you can detach from it and then reattach later. So I'm not too sure, but I would imagine the being able to detach and reattach at will makes more sense, right? So
Okay, but from my understanding now, and of course, correct me if I'm wrong. So, but isn't it now that basically, I mean, that's your command center, and if you detach it, then your caterpillar or your ironclad are just there. They can't move on their own, or
yeah,
can
no,
they still?
nope, they can't move on their own. But before they said it was meant for an escape pod per
Yeah,
se. But
originally
now,
that's what I thought. So,
yeah, but now they're making it to where you can dock and undock the module. So basically, you don't have to take the whole ship in the atmosphere, right? You
hmm
can detach, take your
Mhm.
little pod down, do what you gotta do, fly back up, reattach, and keep it
hmm
pushing. And I think this is gonna be great because again, they're trying to get away from where huge ships are chilling in the atmosphere and not they're just floating there as they shouldn't. So they're trying to, I'm sure, get away with that and give people the ability to fly down. But like I said, Drake just does it better. But anyways,
Well, I
how
mean, I get, and
excited?
I can understand that for like the ironclad, but the caterpillar, I mean, it's big, it's not that big. So,
Right? Yeah, I'm not a fan of the
Yeah,
caliper.
but I'll tell you right now, flying a caterpillar, that thing does not like to take off in 1G.
well, you're
It
right,
does
Oh,
it
not
doesn't.
like it.
it's
It
rough.
does much
It
better in
does.
space and in low
It,
G. So,
It's
I
it's
can see why you'd want to leave it in the orbit if you didn't need to take it down.
it's
I
rough,
mean, well,
man.
and yeah, okay, from that point, that is good because yes, the bigger ships are terrible getting out of atmosphere.
Well, no, I mean not even the caliper. I'm gonna tell you what shit was terrible getting out of orbit or getting out of the gravity was the reclaimer. When I first flew that thing without the what do they call them, the VTOLs on, which were the arms
Mhm,
that would eventually go straight, but the
Right,
legs that
right.
where it lands, if they were not down, you weren't getting up. Ain't no way. You were it was just like struggling, and you be trying it'd be sinking like a rock, like legit.
mhm.
If you
Oh my
put those
god,
things
and they're
up,
big and heavy.
you
So
be
yeah.
like going down. I'm like, dang, what's happening? And that's where I discovered VTOLs. But yeah, so but I'm like I said, I'm super excited about the fact that they can dock and undock with the new module. I'm definitely looking forward to the Ironclad. I got the base. I don't. I'm really weird about getting stuff just for fun without it making sense. So for me personally, I don't
Mm,
need it because the assault has a lot of guns on it. It's just I prefer the space. I know Lisa is thinking about getting the assault. I think aren't you getting the assault, Lisa?
I have the CCU ready to apply, but I have right
Yeah.
now the base and then, waiting, I figured I'd wait, see what, I really like between the both and then I could decide, but
Yeah.
hmm.
So yeah, so Lisa's
I like the
So
features that you can it's got the crafting and the
yeah.
assault version.
so
So
okay, so here's a question as I'm thinking about it. So, well, a double question basically then. So, I'm as the command module now, as we know, as you said, originally it was supposed to be like a separate escape quick vehicle if you want, but now it's going to be required for either the Caterpillar or the um, Ironclad. So that being said, and I'm guessing, of course, the same one you can use between either of them when it actually goes on sale, or do you think they're going to change it where it's like for because of course all the people who have caterpillars already, I would think then they kind of grandfather redo it as then the module can detach.
Yeah.
So would you have to if you get the ironclad too, are you automatically having to getting a second one? Or is it maybe they'll do an option of like
No.
with the
No.
command module or
No.
without?
No. So I think
mhm.
for if you got the Ironclad, if you have the Caterpillar, the module is part of that no matter what, right?
Uh-huh.
That'd be asinine to do it any other way.
And if you had two, you would get
Yeah.
two, and
Yeah.
three,
Now
you would
can
get
to
three
buy
because
the module separately, I would think that doesn't make sense to do that because Why would you?
I could see the command module being sold separately and having an
No.
updated Caterpillar base and an
Yes,
Ironclad base
that's what I'm getting at.
that you could buy one command module and then buy a Caterpillar that you attach your command module to, or an Ironclad you attach your
No.
command module to.
I
It's
will have to
cheaper.
So
say no.
I
I would
don't.
say
I could see that would be a very smart play in my
that is
opinion, because now people would
pointless.
not, instead of having two command modules, you could have one command module and two things that uses it.
No,
And I
that's
can see
pointless.
Drake starting to come out with more of that.
No, I don't think that doesn't make it really logically does not make sense to do that. It's the command modules are for the Caterpillar and they're for the Ironclad. There's not unless they're like coming out with other ships, maybe, but at the same time, then that means if you want to take another ship, you buy it by itself. Then you got to hook the command module up to it every time you get that doesn't make sense. It they would not. I cannot see
But
that
you
ever
wanted,
happening.
it would be a way that you could save money and add value to
No.
them.
I think that's you're that 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 doesn't make sense to do that. If CIG, listen to me. If you do something that stupid, we're gonna have words. I'm gonna be ragging you for I'm like, what the hell were
What do you
y'all
think? What do you
thinking?
think, Vermillion?
Hitting acid all
Well,
day?
again,
Like
as I
what?
brought it up, I mean,
No,
the reason is,
no,
like I said, I could see them doing something like
no,
that.
Mm-hmm.
no.
I
That
mean, again,
makes zero sense.
as
For
shown
what? But
with
why would you
the
do that? You to have the module by
Because
itself?
it's been addressed as its own ship, and a lot of the monthly updates,
exactly
and it's
now,
been
it
No,
brought
has
up as
been,
its own ship.
no.
and
And
again, as we're
and
talking about,
so
as seen with
half a
the
ship,
Aurora
like
Mark II and things going forward, if they are looking more at modular things, again, like the Aurora Mark II, you could get just the base by itself without any of
but
the
why would you
add-ons.
no, but yeah, but why would you get the modules that make it by itself without the rest of the ship? That doesn't make
Well, no, no.
sense.
What I'm saying is like as an
No,
alternative. I'm
stop,
saying in the sense of like
stop.
if you have a caterpillar still, right or no?
I mean, no, my caterpillar is a loner. No,
Oh,
it
okay.
it
But
makes
I'm saying for those people who do own it, then like you said, I mean, if they've already pledged for the Ironclad, it's probably going to have it. But as Lisa was just kind of intimating, and yes, it may sound weird and ludicrous, but if that same module does go between the two ships, then you're having an extra module, like you said, unless you just have the ship's separate locations and yada 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 yada, whatever. I mean, so why would they need to have it where it can
because it's the
connect to
part.
either ship?
It's still a part of the ship. It doesn't make sense. It's still the ship. Like
Yeah,
it
but I'm
doesn't
saying then,
matter. It's
mhm,
the caterpillar is a caterpillar with the module. That's it, the caterpillar itself. It's like again, it's like you buying the module
Leave it to
without
the
the ship.
players buying it. Leave it to the players buying it. Buy it with the module. Buy it without a module.
It would not make sense to do that. That sounds ludicrous.
mhm.
It really wouldn't make sense. But all right. So obviously we definitely are
Yeah,
think
you're gonna
you guys
disagree
you
with
guys
my
you guys must have not been eating your Wheaties today because that is some weird stuff. But anyways, all right. So moving right along.
Once it
Well,
happens, then they'll be like,
no,
okay,
if it
I
man,
got
I told you if it happens, yo, I am ragging CIG for like the next couple months. I do not care. I'll be like, man, look at they got this damn module by itself on sale. Look at that shit. It's like $80, and then they got the separate ship for like $500. Y'all, what the fuck is that? Like, yo, I am ragging it. But anyways, all right, we're gonna move on.
Moving on.
So refueling missions. So I love this missions where you can refuel. You'll have ships that go out there and you can refuel them. That is giving gameplay to all aspects of the game. They're missing. Now I wish it would have done like data running and stuff like that more beforehand because there's ships with that beforehand, but whatever. But now we're getting, like I said, missions to where people can refuel. Again, it's giving a full like handful of diversity for all ships and all roles. The data running they need to do sometimes this decade. I'm tired of them waiting on it. Like refueling is cool, but let's get data running in there. Let's stop playing. So, but are you guys gonna try to do these refueling missions, or what is it appealing at all for you guys?
well, I mean, again, for those who have refueling vehicles, I'm sure
No, but I'm
that
talking
already
about you.
have.
Like, I mean, are you planning on getting a refueling vehicle? I mean, and that actually, as I'm thinking about it, that might be one of the unannounced ships is another refueling because the only refueling ship that we have is the Starfarer. So what if they get another ship that's maybe a little bit smaller that you can
I'm
refill
sure
people?
they'll be coming up with something.
Yeah, I mean that actually kind of makes sense. I could see that, because now they're
Well,
making missions. And you need more than
they
one
did
ship to do
announce.
it. Yeah.
They did
The-
announce that
Oh,
there's going to be another refueling vehicle coming,
yeah, but
and
we don't know what
high
it
hey,
is.
refueling missions are being
and,
talked about.
Yeah.
4.8.
Yes.
We got Fleet Week coming, refueling vehicles for fleet.
Okay.
what if
So what is
what if,
the
as again, we were trying to figure out what that new sneak peek was? What if
absolutely
there's a
not.
Drake refueler?
No. Well, I can see. I can see.
Ooh, I could see
I can see Drake. Yeah, I can see Drake. Again,
Drake.
we come up with a solution for everything. So I can see
Now,
that.
granted,
Now,
again,
I mean,
as we said, from the looks of it, it looks like that's just a small cockpit. Whereas, again, you compare it to the Starfarer, obviously you can move around that ship. You got your tanks and stuff. So, but maybe they do a small, like a small one. Who knows?
I mean, I'll be honest. So the
Probably
hey,
Golem,
not.
but this is Drake's method. Take 10
but
gas tanks, strap a seat to it, put a big giant rocket on the other end of it, and say it's a refueler.
I mean,
Basically,
they sometimes like the Golem with like zero interior, like it.
yeah.
I can
So
see. I mean, it's fine. I get that. But if they make another ship for Drake that has zero interior, I'm just gonna be like, you guys aren't even trying.
It
Like,
could
the
be
fuck is
take the
that?
golem, take the
No.
golem, put a fuel tank on it and
If
a
they do,
nozzle, and
yo, hell no. Stop
golem
using the
refueler.
Golem
Let me tell you,
for no. I mean, I could see it, true, but if it
it'd be like a
no.
juice box, but that's okay.
well, again, big things come on small packages.
Shut
So
up. No, dog.
maybe
No.
big tanks on
No.
a small
No.
frame.
If you see if you see the Drake Golem like with mad tanks around it, like I quit. I'm like y'all doing Drake
I
dirty.
mean,
Stop.
we had a variant with the ox, so why not just
That's different. That's a starter ship.
Oh, the
Like they
moose. I don't know.
no the right. No, they need it's supposed to be something better than that. They're not gonna do that. It's got to be a bigger ship. So I think it'll be Argo. That's what I'm thinking.
Refueler, Argo. I can
Yeah.
see that.
Yep.
oh, so yeah, you can see that.
I can
So
respect
Will
that.
also be it, but yeah, but back to this, like you said, players will also be able to request refueling, as we were saying, via a beacon. So, well,
which
I
is
guess
cool.
a beacon, so it would be for other players, just like the medical
Uh
beacons, which only half the time work for me, as a
yeah.
medical player.
Well,
But yeah,
hopefully
What does
they'll
it?
again, variety.
but
That,
hopefully
that
that
suggests one thing.
they're gonna
But
fix it.
Well, they're going to take away the safety net when you get plot in your jump. That it'll tell you, it won't let you jump to some place if you don't have enough fuel.
well,
That's
yeah,
actually a pretty good. Yeah,
How
actually
else
that's
do we
pretty
run out
good.
of quantum? How else do we run out of fuel in this game if you
well,
can't be
Yep.
allowed to run out of fuel?
Well, and
Yeah.
even like last week, again, it may have been the glitch we've had before, whatever, but that happened. I was quantuming, and then, I mean, it said I had enough, or I think it might actually had a warning, but it let me do it. And then it dropped me out, and Raptor had to come get me. So,
Yeah, I don't know
again,
because
I
like
don't
I
know if
said,
it was a glitch or maybe the
it had
coding
to
was
be,
there already.
it had to be a glitch because I know I've tried to jump places with no fuel and it was like, nah, you can't do that. It wouldn't let me do it. So,
I mean, yeah,
but
generally it does come up red for me still, but I'm saying maybe because it's in the code somewhere, it allowed it.
nah.
But
But
yeah, I mean, obviously, because there would be no point um, in that, like you said, as we can refuel at any station and everything, running out. So
and I think that's really like a good thing that Lisa's talking about because again now the whole premise I feel like in all these new things they're adding is that now you're gonna have to really think about what you're doing in the game, right? So
mhm.
you flight suits and armor, you're gonna have to really think about it when you're taking it. Nothing's gonna just all work at the same, right? You're gonna be a pilot. You're gonna need something like a flight suit. You want to do heavy armor. You're not gonna have EVA, but you have better protection stats. If you're doing something stealthy with the stealth armor, you'll be quiet and stuff like that, but you'll be more vulnerable. Same thing with like the new armor and the gun, the alpha damage. You have to choose what weapons you do because you may not be able to penetrate anything based off of the alpha damage of the weapon you do. So you have to plan your loadouts. Same thing here. If Lisa's correct, now you're gonna have to really start paying attention to where you fly to and how like keeping an eye on your quantum fuel and trying to make it because if you don't, you're gonna have to call somebody. So I think that's pretty cool actually. I think I'm down with
And
that. I'm
hopefully
with
this
it.
brings along with the quantum boosting.
Yep. I'm here with it. I'm here with it. So
Yeah, and I mean, like again, anything in this game where I mean, where you have, more options to do anything. Like I've expressed the thought. I'm sure to you all a couple times, as we kind of previously mentioned, or I brought up in the whole transportation issue. Obviously, one of the ships that were for sale is the Genesis Starliner, and they're being able to be a passenger carrier is one of those things. And me, I'm always like would actually do that? I mean, who really actually want to do that? But
I
there
would.
will be people who want to do it. And again, as y'all, yeah, again, who has the Starfarer? Did you say you have one, Lisa? I know Ocean has one.
Yeah, I picked up one in game. I figured I'd grab a
Okay,
Starfire and pick it up in
yeah,
game and
I mean,
play with it.
obviously
Why
you
not?
got it because you were like, sure, this might be something interesting to do. So,
It's a different gameplay. Why not?
again,
If
yeah,
I
you might
like it, I
not feel
like it.
like, yeah, you might not feel like, collecting or cargoing or whatever. It's like, so, oh, somebody needs some help. So let me go
I
get
am
some
not
help
trying to
and get
be a
them some
7-Eleven gas person. Like I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to be, can I pump your gas?
I'll
Like
charge
I'm
you.
not
I'll,
I'm
I'll
not
charge
here.
you. Charge you 10 credits for
Hell
some.
no.
Yo, fellas,
Hell
look
no.
at. Well, okay, so that
Nah.
is an interesting question too. So, would the game have flat rates, or would you get
You
charged
get
for
to
doing?
choose.
You get to choose. Absolutely.
You get to
That's
choose.
what I'm saying.
Now, now in the NPC missions, I'm guessing it's more of a
Damn.
set fixed
I
fee.
already
But
know. I already know I better
Yeah,
not run out of fuel because they're gonna be emptying my wallet out here.
I saw your
And you
credits
know
the last
what?
time you were in.
Another form of piracy right there. You want me to refill you? Psh, pay up. You like, damn, for
Yeah,
real?
yeah.
but obviously, like I said, as far for me, for the few that I've done that have or tried to do that have worked, for the medical ones, it's an automatic. Well, when any of us dies, there's that option. Press M, and it'll be an automatic. What is it? 550 grand or something? 5,050 grand or something. So yeah, I can see it being something like that. You can select whatever, and it'll be an automatic whatever to get out there. But like you said, maybe then there'll be fuel cost as well. So
Yeah. All right. So let's get through it because we're almost close to hitting an hour
they're
here.
about
So all right. So adding missions for players are now going to defend locations that are fuel tanks from NPC attacks. This includes the standalone mission and compounding ones where players will have multiple conflicting priorities to complete. That sounds very interesting. In this little picture right here, it actually looks uh like a new station area, so like the mining
Mm-hmm.
areas. So and I see right there, it looks like those are gonna be the tankers that we're gonna probably defend. So I'm looking forward to that. I always like new locations. Um, but like I said, I'm gonna skip past all that, move to other things, Wicklow stuff. I hate saying it. Wicklow's great for a lot of people. I'm not a Wicklow grinder. Never really been. So but I know they got some stuff coming from Wicklow. Now the Aegis Hammerhead Gold Standard. So finally they've got the Aegis Hammerhead Gold Standard, and then of course we've heard leaks about a Hammerhead variant. What do you guys think this Hammerhead variant is? And if you have the audacity to tell me that the Aegis Hammerhead variant is a cargo ship, we're gonna fight. Absolutely not. Hell no. Hell no.
I mean, they could restructure that.
Hell no. Hell no.
I really do hope we're done with cargo ships for a little while. We've had quite a few lately. We've had the Hermes, we got the Hullbee, we got the Ironclad, we got the Raylan coming. We're done with cargo ships.
Yeah, we're done.
Please.
Cargo ships. Yeah, no more.
Please, we're done.
Exactly.
I love my cargo ships, but we're done.
Right. And a hammerhead version of all. Like, why? Like that sounds like such a waste. And it's not even Aegis. Aegis is not like that. That's not their thing. And then of course, I think Ocean also said maybe it's gonna be refueling. And I was like, come on, man. Like
Ocean got that one from me.
I'll
say, they keep saying a shark with a laser on it. Now, you did take that Starfarer's head, refueling head, put that on top of a star.
A shark with a laser.
Like a laser.
That's not it. That's not even it at all.
Laser.
No, Lisa, come on. What if anything? If anything, it's gonna probably have like a laser, like the what you call it? The Idris I think it's or Idris P or something like that. Yeah, like something like that. Like I can see
or a smaller version.
I can see Yeah, but I could see it being something like a railgun or something like that, a big railgun or cannon
That would be cool.
on it that's modular, that you have a couple options for it. That I can see. That makes sense for Aegis.
That would be
right?
cool. That would
I
be
could see
very
that.
cool.
That I totally believe that. So I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's not something I'd probably bother with. I love the Perseus.
Right.
It's like my perfect size ship. I can run it with 3 people.
That's our
Fully
org
crewed it. We
ship
can
right
run
there.
it. It is exactly. It's perfect. But I think it'll be a cool ship if it's something like what we talked about, combat based. Something you said was instead a shark with a laser on it. I mean, it sounds like the Rossi with the railgun on it. I'm down with that. Like that will be so freaking cool. You know, it'll be a smaller crew complement for sure because there's not going to be a need for all these extra guns on it. But I hope they do something like that and maybe make it with it has a main gun, but then it has PDCs for its defensive stuff. So I'm digging that. I'm there for that. But if it's fueling or if it's a cargo ship, like I'm gonna be like, yo, CIG, you guys need to really lay off the crack. Like y'all are losing it. So yeah.
Fleet
So that
Week will be interesting. Let's just
right.
say Fleet Week is going to be fun.
Right. So weapon items, a bunch of stuff. So the only so that crossbow is finally coming into the works, which is gonna be cool.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great weapon. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a ship packet with it, with some armor or whatever. So it's the bundles. So I mean, right. And then the plasma grenades. All right, now we've hit Halo status. Plasma grenades.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
I am yes. Now, I'll be honest, what I wish they would have done, what you call it? Booby trap. The with the laser, the little the tripwire ones or trip laser ones. That I would have liked because when you're now, I'm sure it becomes a nuisance, but when you're like, say, you're at a distro center and you're trying to like watch your back and watch your front, being able to lay mines and then it's like a warning
mine or something,
right, or something like that. But then it's like even if it's the one with the laser, if someone has to get through it, they're gonna have to blow it up. Then that someone's not too far behind you. Like it's like almost like a warning system, for yourself. So I wish they would do that and finally give people mine like exploding mines instead, so we could lay those for ourselves. But I mean,
claymores.
Yeah, basically. But the plasma grenades, I'm cool with. Like I said, we've hit Halo status now. That's where we're at. So yeah, I'm curious to see what it is, but I could care less about it either one way or the other. I will say they need to fix the grenade launcher because those the grenades don't do anything anymore, unlike they used to. Usually it would down someone pretty quickly. 2 grenades would kill somebody, but now they barely hurt them, which I think they need to redo that. But that's neither here nor there. So now we're going to get into the final thing, which we originally were going to talk about, and that is this thing, this seat, this sneak peek. Now, Lisa made a comment. She says that she's hearing it's a Drake ship. I actually looked at the Drake seats compared to this. They look very similar, except this is a different skin. Obviously, it's perforated leather. It looks like it looks too nice for me to be Drake. But again,
it's so clean and looking. It's
it
pretty.
it is. But then, like I said, Drake is the identity of Drake is a little different now. So.
But the seat pattern, like you said, as compared to the Clipper, it does look similar, very similar.
Right. So.
But you look up above, you can see the mesh with the fire extinguisher somewhere up there.
Yeah,
I can't tell.
Yeah,
But
it looks like
definitely is outside of what most manufacturers do, so it's tough.
Yeah, so I think, me personally, that it's as Lisa brought up as the Drake ship, it's a new heavy fighter for Drake because, as I explained before, Drake only has the Buccaneer for a fighter, and they need to, number one, do something better with that because that Buccaneer is kind of like Bobo. But But really, I think it would be great for Drake to have a heavy fighter or some type of in between new fighter between like a medium one between heavy and light, something. So I think that's what that is personally. So I mean, what do you guys think it is?
I mean, no, at this point, no idea. It's just
Sorry,
at this
like,
point,
that
I know.
I'm over here. I'm over here doing this, and because my kid was beside me, so he was like about to interrupt me. So that's why I was doing like this. So sorry about that. But go ahead.
yeah, no, I mean, seriously, I mean, they've like given nothing away in this picture. It's just, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure she's right that maybe Drake's something, but
Mm.
as far again, I bring up again the caption. Little things. I mean, big things come on little ships or whatever it is. It's like so. Yeah, there's something where I think there's some
Yeah,
misdirection here. You know.
yeah, they're playing words with us, so it's hard to tell.
Well, but you as Drake, as you know, with Drake always does stuff a little extra. Like they put absurd amount of weapons on
Mm.
on their ships, right? Their classification for the exploration ship, the Drake
Oh,
Corsair, right?
oh,
What?
wait.
What?
I just thought, what if it's kind of like an equivalent to like the Inferno or the what's the other one? The Inferno and
The
the
Ion.
I yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
which are
the Ares
yeah, I mean,
series.
not small ships, but they're not huge ships with big
They're
weapons on
they're
them.
technically still heavy ships, or heavy fighters, I think.
Yeah. So I'm saying
But yeah,
that's what I'm
but
thinking
huge
now all of a
guns.
sudden.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's the kind of cockpit they have too. I mean, that type of compact setup. So it's
Yeah.
like,
I mean, maybe. I'm down with it if it happens. I mean, you know, it might take depending on what it looks like and how it flies. I mean, and depending on what
mm.
it is, it might take the spot of maybe my F-78 Hornet. Nah, I'm not gonna get rid of that. I mean, and I love my Guardian, so I'm not gonna get rid of my Firebird because I love my stealth ships. So
Mm,
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I think it's a new
So,
type of heavy fighter for
but
Drake.
yeah, like I said, I think it's safe to say, just like previously for the whole B and the UTV, these will both be out, coming out together with the at I guess what Invictus.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
so
All right. Well, so that's all we have today, guys. So, again, you got to meet two of my org mates, Lisa and Vermilion. I appreciate them being on and giving me their feedbacks and participating. So thank them, guys, for being on. I'll probably have them back again. So, as always, if you like our videos, just like and subscribe. We appreciate that. And just share it with people. It helps the channel grow. So,
mhm.
as always, it's your boy Raptor Spiritus. You guys stay safe out there, and I will see you, or maybe rather, we will see you in the verse.